Offshore wind is blowing up momentum in North Carolina, raising some concerns, though, in Brunswick County, where government officials recently held an open house for the community.
WRAL climate change reporter Liz McLaughlin has more on what the timeline and the shoreline could look like.
This open house brought together government officials and experts interested in responsible offshore wind development in our state, giving residents an opportunity to discuss what that development could look like and the potential impact to wildlife and the economy.
Offshore wind is a hot-button topic in Brunswick County.
Wind and solar is not efficient nor reliable,
with steps towards development accelerating about 20 miles off the coast.
I think we heard a lot of questions from folks who are just concerned because they haven't heard a lot of information about the project.
One of the biggest areas of interest, how offshore wind could impact the ocean view. A photograph was on display simulating the view of the project from Bald Head Island, commissioned by Southeastern Wind Coalition last year.
The main takeaway is that they are very difficult to see. You have to squint. You know, if you had binoculars, yes, you could certainly see them.
Atmospheric conditions, height of the viewer, and height of the turbines, which can be above 800 feet tall, all play a role in visibility. Developers will be required to submit visual simulations such as this rendering from a project off the coast of New York before consideration of approval from federal regulators.
So they'll have to simulate the project, what it would look like from various key points on shore, and that we can analyze that and determine what those impacts would be.
The Bureau of Ocean Energy Management also conducts multi-year environmental studies and consultations before construction can begin.
Right now, we really want to make sure that the turbines are sited in a place that's not colliding with migration patterns.
Many residents and environmental groups voicing concern about the impact on right whales, sea turtles, and other marine life.
And so from my perspective, it's not a clear yes or no, good or bad. It's you might get some changes, and in some cases that may be something that some people will find favorable, other people may not.
North Carolina is still very early in this process, and experts here tell me if the state moves forward, it will likely be years, possibly even a decade before working turbines are spinning off the North Carolina coast. In Brunswick County, I'm Liz McLaughlin, WRAL News.
The next step in the federal regulation process is developers submitting a plan to the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management for review before the environmental impact studies can begin, very early in the process.